All right, today is Monday, March 27th, and today I want to talk about capital preservation. Today was a very interesting day, as you can see here. Only made about $3.75, and that was one trade. So the capital preservation kind of played in a couple of different ways, and I'll get to exactly why the capital preservation is important. But I just want to go over the small trade I did today. And let's see, it was a pretty quick one. It took me I was in it about a minute, and it happened around 10:20 this morning. And as you can see, it was basically about a minute, one candle difference here. And I took a long position. I traded 3 MES contracts, and I got out fairly quickly because I didn't like what was happening. And I want to show you here why I decided to try to get in and what my thought process was. In the beginning of the day, we were hitting some resistance at like 418 up to around like 420 area. We had a lot of buyers. We had pretty heavy buying out of this area. I figured it was going to be a day where we kind of played off of VWAP, and we reacted a couple of times off of there. And so I was kind of waiting to see like how many reactions we were going to have off of this zone here, and it looked like we had 1, 2, 3, 4. And around the time that I made the trade, I was actually waiting to see if we were going to have any continuation, or if this sell-off right here was actually just going to be a liquidity grab. Figured out it was actually just a liquidity grab. My assumption was that it was going to be grab the stops from the people getting long in this position here, and then setting their stop loss here. Nothing triggered, nothing triggered, nothing triggered. People may still have been holding on to their long position stops right here. So I think this was a liquidity grab. And so when I saw this candle right afterwards, I was pretty convinced, saw some buying pressure, and I got in on this candle right here. And I was expecting a larger run up, and when I was watching this candle, I didn't feel very comfortable. It wasn't like inspiring confidence in my trade, and I wasn't entirely sure about, I figured we probably would just bounce right off of VWAP. Didn't want to see any continuation. There's buyers didn't show up, and I got out quick. I saved my $3.75, and I was done. And as today really didn't do much. We just kind of chopped, kind of annoyingly slow, and just didn't really make any progress. A large part of the day, we were in a trading range from like 40.14 down to 40.04. So we were in a 10-point trading range for like a majority of the day. And nothing happened there. We were expecting, I was waiting for like larger, better setups. It became very difficult to read. Nothing was following through, no continuation. I was looking at a couple of things. I was looking at VX here, the volatility index. I was looking at NQ. I was looking at DXY for confirmation. DXY and VX didn't really do anything today, and ended up just not feeling comfortable with anything today. So DXY basically was sideways today. VX didn't really do anything. We had this level of resistance at 22 for VX, and nothing happened there. No continuation above 23, and just kind of sideways chop. And it was just more annoying than anything else. So I think that roughly is where the capital preservation comes in. So my thought process was I made an initial play on what I thought was going to happen for the day, ended up not happening, and then just started to watch. I was watching things, and I was figuring out that I didn't really know what was happening. The price action just seemed kind of sloppy, unpredictable, no continuation on either end. Buyers and sellers didn't really seem to have an edge necessarily, and I just didn't feel comfortable. So as far as the capital preservation is concerned, the goal is to preserve your capital, which just don't lose money. I could have easily spent the rest of the afternoon probably getting chopped up and down through these areas, maybe getting a couple of scalps, and I probably could have made some money on some quick scalps or maybe a couple of longer moves. But the capital preservation aspect is I have a small green day, a small profit day. Yes, $3.75, but what I'm looking for is I want to save my money. I just as easily could have lost that $3.75 or taken a much larger loss, maybe 15, 20, 50 bucks, $100. It's just as likely today when there's not really any continuation, kind of not very fun price action, a 10-point range, just back and forth chop all day today. So, yeah, today the primary focus was capital preservation. And I'm not going to lie to you, when I was sitting through this, basically between like 2 o'clock to the end of the day, where these kind of larger moves and the volume started to pick up a little bit, I felt FOMO. I mean, the FOMO was absolutely so real. And I just decided it was best to go for a walk with my wife and my daughter and just be done for today. There's always tomorrow. Yes, I made negligible amounts of money today, but I didn't lose anything. And that's where the capital preservation comes in. That's why that's important. And it's an okay day. It's not the end of the world. If you're still watching this, I really appreciate you being here. If you liked what you're seeing, if I'm providing any sort of value today, I would love if you would like and subscribe. That would really help the channel. Let me know that you're interested. Otherwise, that's all I have for you today. See you next time. Peace.